Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I am one of your hosts, Delia, the redhead, here with my roll-eyed homegirl and my daughter-in-law, the greenhead, Beatrice.
Hi.
We are here to continue our evolving conversation about Sister Wives Hoodie.
Yeah.
We are still in season 6. We are in the archives. We are going back into the timelines to visit these beautiful Browns as they've just moved. Well, the Browns, as they've moved into the cul-de-sac and begin to have all sorts of encounters and experiences of a dubious and complex nature.
Yeah.
So we're eating it all up, and we are glad to be with you here today. Now, before we get into our recap, we do have to issue a disclaimer, darling. Please, hide your wife and hide your kids. This is a politically incorrect podcast, which simply means we're dumb.
Yeah.
We stand 10 toes down on the dumbness.
Of course.
We're down with the dumbness. And we also use bad words. Like we
Sorry
have
about
no
it.
class, we have no couth, and we are
None.
not apologizing about it.
No.
So if you're like sensitive,
I don't know why you're here. We warn you every week.
you might want to find yourself another dumpster.
Go away.
But if you're ready to go back to Wyoming with the Browns, then welcome to this dumpster, babes.
And if you like what we do over here, please be sure to follow us on the Instagram at Reality TV Cringe is our only social media, okay? And join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. We have so much bonus content, ad-free episodes, after shows sometimes, and so much more.
So it's a good time.
It
I
is
gotta
a
say, I have a
party.
good time on the Patreon,
It's so
and
much
we would
fun.
love to see you there.
Yeah.
Finally, we have to ask you, if you are watching on YouTube, please do not forget, it's so important. Oh my God, stop everybody. We need to put our little thinking caps on about ways you can support this pod. Well, first and foremost, you could you could comment, you could share,
Yeah.
and you should definitely subscribe.
I don't know why you're not already.
Because truly, everything you do helps us to grow in the algorithm. And when we're growing, honey, we're getting higher on the mountain. We're at Base Camp 3.
Yeah, we are.
Base Camp 3 on our way to our 6,000 subscriber summit. So everything you do helps us to get there. And so thank you in.
Thanks.
All right, do you have any takeaways for this tragedy episode about the Browns, Beatrice?
I just think it's funny that Cody's like, I love classical music, and my favorite piece of classical music of all time is Pachelbel's Canon in D. I'm just like,
It's like probably the only piece you've ever heard, though, right?
ever.
Right.
Yes. I'm just laughing about it. I was a band kid, so I'm just like, ugh, lame.
I mean, it's a pretty song, but
It's so basic.
Yeah, it's very basic.
It's
but
the most basic of all
Cody's
basic.
basic. Cody is basic.
But he thinks he's so profound. That's what I'm saying.
I
It's
like classical music.
I love Pachelbel's Canon in D.
Very refined.
It's so dumb.
It is. It's dumb. My takeaway is that I don't know. I was shape-shifting into the life of Janelle, Cody's mom. Like living out on that ranch after Wynn has passed, living with Cheryl, the other sister wife. And I think there's a third sister wife. Like, I don't know the lore around that. There might be a third sister wife on the ranch.
Yeah.
But it's like these older women. Janelle's in her 70s.
Yeah.
Living in this house.
The shack.
It
It looks like a shack.
It's kind of like a shack.
Yeah.
It's kind of a shack. And I just felt really bad for her.
Yeah.
And really sad for her because, as we will discuss, she's lost not only her husband of 50 years, but her son Curtis
Yeah. So sad.
from a motorcycle accident. And it's just been a summer of tragedy. And there's Janelle just up in Wyoming living in that shack. And I just felt bad. I felt bad.
Yeah. I feel bad for her too.
And she's still
Cheryl.
alive.
I think she's passed now.
I don't know if she has. I know Cheryl has. I know that Janelle went to Cheryl's funeral during COVID. That was the whole thing. I
Right.
think Cody went too as well.
Maybe she is still alive.
I wonder if Janelle is still alive because in this
I thought she had
episode,
passed.
she was 71. And so I think this was filmed around 2014, I think.
2013. I think.
2013.
Yeah.
So she'd be like 82, 83.
Yeah.
It's possible. Is she
It
still
is.
up in Wyoming?
by herself
Cody's
in that
living
shack?
in a new McMansion in Flagstaff with his hoe-ass fourth wife?
Yeah, he don't give a crap about his mom.
Well, I kind of felt like he did in this episode. We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
know.
Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm registering that I'm worried about Janelle.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
that's
feel
all.
you.
All right. So without any further ado, let's get into our recap of Sister Wives Season 6, Episode 17, entitled...
Tragedy in the family.
Yeah, last episode we had poor Truly with her crossed eyes
hospitalized,
and everything.
kidney
just
failure.
doubled over on the floor in the kitchen. We saw the
Shit.
pictures of her in that hospital bed with her swollen face. I
So
felt so bad.
sad.
I was looking forward to some levity,
Yep, no.
to some party people.
We're not getting any of
We
it.
are not getting that.
No.
So let's start us off.
Well, we start off the episode with this like dumb segment about like everybody worrying it's 46 days away until their commitment ceremony. That's going to be such a big deal.
I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm counting down the days.
They still haven't finished their mission statement.
Because nobody cares. Least of all the
Nobody
children.
wants to do it.
Least of all the children.
Nobody gives a shit. And then they haven't finished any of the backyard decorations because this is going to be in their backyard of gravel in the cul-de-sac.
A veritable moonscape. You're on the surface of the moon.
Yeah, and they haven't decorated or done anything. They meet with some lady named Bree, who's like the event planner or
Sure.
whatever. And
With
she's,
her weird husband.
I know.
Just in the background.
Just like standing there. Like,
Okay. Brie and husband.
it's bizarre. And she's like, yeah, I've totally done celebrations like this before. Like, it's going to be totally fine. Like, we'll make it work. But I'm like, I don't know if you're going to make it work. I don't know if you're going to do it.
I think they rustle up some sort of a commitment ceremony.
They do.
So it's going to happen, but I don't think it's going to be like posh
No.
and wonderful.
It's going to be booty.
Yes.
Because Cody wants a string quartet playing Pachelbel's Canon in D. I'm just like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
He thinks it's so like fancy and
Yeah.
beautiful and elegant. And I'm just like, okay.
Well, now I have to ask you, like, what's your favorite classical piece of music?
Box cello suite number 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You were quick
Prelude.
with that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then second one is Moonlight Sonata.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite bit of classical music is Vivaldi, The Four Seasons. Is
Oh,
that
that's
so basic?
great. No, that's
I can't
great.
take it. I
That's
listen
one of the
to
best.
every season and I feel
Yes.
every single
It's
note.
beautiful.
I love us all much.
That's a great one.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's a
and I
great
love
one.
Bach as well.
Yes, Bach is great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm not hating on Pachelbel. I just
No, of
think
course not.
it's such a basic fucking song.
And it's very wedding coded,
Yes.
which you hear the wives on the couch talking about, like, well, do we really want to give the appearance of a wedding or like nuptials or like we're marrying each other? This is not what this is about.
Yeah.
We're really just here to recommit ourselves to this falling apart, broke ass family and all our kids who hate us. So is there another song we might be able to play?
And Cody's like, no, it's my party.
Yeah.
So we're going to play my favorite classical song.
Maybe Break Shit by Limp Bizkit would be better. I don't know. That's what I do.
That would have been lit.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to play Pachelbel's Canon. No, it's fine. And then they want to plant a tree because, you know, the whole theme of this commitment ceremony is the tree of life. Because we have a family tree and like we're all like branches and leaves and stuff on this
And
family
we've
tree.
just arrived at the cul-de-sac and we're going to put our roots down here because this is where our home is. We're together, finally.
Yeah.
In a cul-de-sac, homes right next to each other. We can build here. We can be
Yeah.
architects and manifest. Meanwhile, 4 years later,
Yep.
you're picking up all of your stakes, all your kids, and you're moving to Flagstaff.
It's wild. to me.
I mean, you got a time capsule in the ground. You got an oak tree. You got Robin's backyard that was renovated for the purposes of the celebration. We'll get to that.
Well, and Mary's wet bar.
And
you
Mary's
have
wet bar.
all these things.
And you're just going to leave?
You're just going to leave.
4 years later?
Well, because the interest is due or
Yeah.
the payments are due.
Absolutely. The balloon payment.
Yeah, and so they got to leave.
Yeah.
I would be so fucking bitter if I was these kids because, you know, looking at this in these past seasons, I'm like, you really do have it made. You have the cul-de-sac. Everybody's got their houses that were presumably their dream houses. And like everybody seems to be settling in. Like the kids are all in school. Like they're making friends. They're adjusting to Vegas life. And then you just fucking leave
Yeah.
because of dating, going to fucking NAU in Flagstaff.
Yes. And the balloon payments coming
Yeah, and
due.
that, yeah. It's just ridiculous.
And they're going to have to pay it.
Yeah.
One way or another.
And then we have some weird segment where we're meeting with a contractor, and I think like
Mark
this,
from Living Waters. He's a Living Waters
he
and
remembered
lawn
his name.
care landscaper guy.
Is this for the commitment ceremony?
It is for the commitment ceremony. He is there to install like landscape features for the party in Robin's backyard, which they
God.
continually refer to as our backyard.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to be having to
Collective.
renovate our backyard, but I do believe it's actually Robin that benefits from this renovation. And so she's going
Wow.
to get all this installed landscaping, water features and green features, or whatever you call them. And Mark's here to just check it out. But of course, he's got to learn that he's dealing with a bunch of polygamists. I don't feel like he needed to know that, but of course, we've got to proclaim that and declare that. And so then we have the obligatory scene with Mark by his truck saying something like, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't know they were polygamous. They seem like nice people, but I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
And
They're sinners.
I don't know. I'm sure like when we all die, we're going to get to heaven, but I'm just not sure about them with that one sin of polygamy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, Mark, shut up, dude.
I know.
STFU. Christians with
Seriously.
their big ass mouths and concerned always about somebody else's sin. Think about yourself. Look at the log in your own eye.
Straight up.
God, I couldn't stand Mark.
I'm so tired of that too. Like I'm so tired of like love thy neighbor, but like I'm judging your sin though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shut up.
Love the sinner, but hate the sin.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
take care of your own house. Thanks.
Straight up.
I can't stand it.
I can't either.
And I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my own people.
Yeah. It's so annoying. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm so tired of interviewing random people in the city of Las Vegas.
Right.
And saying, did you know that these people are polygamous? What do you think about polygamy?
Polygamous? I've never met a polygamist. They seem so normal. I really enjoyed their company. Okay. Every other episode.
Every
it's the
single time.
same thing.
It's the same script too, because you know TLC is telling them to say that.
Yeah.
Like say that they're nice, wholesome people.
Right.
Because that's what we're trying to advertise. And it's like, you know, they aren't like awful. I mean, the OG wives, they're not awful, you know, but like they're just normal people. I don't know. It's just
having a business interaction.
Right.
And afterwards they all meet in somebody's living room. It's probably Robin's.
Yeah.
And they're talking about everything and they're not discussing religion. And then we have the scene on the couch with the adults and they're talking about, oh, I didn't really know that Mark even commented about our polygamy because it never even came up in the conversation. We're just doing business with other people of integrity and that's the way that it should be. And then Robin says something like, I mean, I hadn't known it at the time. I mean, if I had known that he said something like that at the time, and then here comes her jaw.
Yeah.
If I had known
So hard.
he had said something about us and polygamy, I wouldn't have liked that.
Wouldn't have liked that at all.
Not at all.
And then Cody says something stupid, like he gets upset because they've been hiding polygamy for so long
What?
on national
It's
TV.
the 6th season of Sister. Wow.
They're still in hiding.
right.
They had to run away from Utah
We've
from
got
the law.
Other shows on TLC dealing with Mormons and
so
getting
dumb.
away from the like everybody understands that you're a polygamist.
But he wants to let it shine. This is his chance.
That's why we're having this commitment ceremony so that we can just come out and let everybody know we're proud to be polygamists.
It's so
Yeah, I got that season
get
1,
it.
honey.
We get it.
understand.
we get it. But then flash forward to season 19 and now I'm a monogamist.
Yeah.
I'm a proud monogamist.
I don't believe in polygamy
I don't believe in it at all.
anymore. Sorry if I led you astray.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. And then we take a trip to Wyoming, and this is where we learn that the family has experienced 2 tragedies in like the last couple months. We had Curtis, Cody's brother, who died in a tragic motorcycle accident, leaving behind his wife and kids. And then we have Wynn Brown, Cody's papa, who died of natural causes. I guess he had a stroke or something. And the family is reeling from this double death. And so they're going to travel to Wyoming to, I think, like go to the funerals.
It's not funerals. The funerals have already taken place. They're literally filming content.
So
That's
they're
kind of what
that's
bothered me about
ridiculous.
this is that they've already had the funeral for Curtis and Wynn, and they talk about the horses and what happened after
Right,
the
yeah,
funerals.
yeah, I
So
forgot
they're
about
making
that.
an extra trip up with cameras, which is why Erica never showed up. Erica, Curtis's wife, because this is just about producing and about cameras, but they're going up to like film stuff
Gross.
and have an additional memorial of some sort.
That's why I felt like this whole episode was off, because I'm just like, are you going for the funerals like a couple months later? Like,
No.
okay, no, you're just manufacturing content. Got it.
Yeah.
Gross. Like even back in 2013, like you see this problem a lot nowadays, like with TikTok and Instagram and stuff, like where people are manufacturing content. Like you have those family vloggers that are like so sinister and everything. But like even back in 2013, you have Cody motherfucking Brown being like, you know what? My dad and my brother died. This is great content for TLC. Let's go film it.
Which is why Erica's not participating.
Based.
And I wouldn't either.
No, I wouldn't do it
And
either.
this is the problem again with reality television. As soon as your cast becomes aware of the cameras and is contributing storylines and content ideas, then you've lost the plot. It's not authentic and it's no longer as entertaining. It's not that I'm not entertained.
Yeah.
I am, but it's just not as entertaining.
That's crazy to me that Cody, even now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wow, like your brother died and you're just going up to Wyoming just to talk about him.
Put bandanas on a fence post.
And talk about how much you miss him. And now I'm wondering, like, were you even that close?
Were you
even that close?
There's so many smoke and mirror things happening in this family.
It's crazy. We do hear some of like the lore between like Cody and Curtis, because I guess Cody's family was LDS, and then Wynn converted to polygamy because he wanted to bang Cheryl. And this happened when Cody was on a mission trip. And then I think Curtis was the one that was like, nah, fam, I'm not living this life at all. I'm going to go and be a Christian.
And I think it's precipitated by his meeting of Erica. Like he meets Erica, the family is introduced to Erica, and then sometime after that, Curtis becomes a born-again Christian. And so they do like have different faiths.
Yeah.
And this causes some kind of a rift between Wynn and Curtis. They don't really elaborate too much about that. I don't know who judged who, but based on kind of the way Cody talks about Curtis, it sounds like it was Wynn who maybe had a problem with Curtis, at the very least, leaving Mormonism and becoming just a degular Christian.
Yeah, who didn't believe in salamanders. Sorry. But it's
What?
Like, what? You didn't hear me say that. And then they go over to Janelle's house, Cody's mom.
Yes.
And this is where she tells the story of how she met Wynn.
Yeah.
They met in high school or something at a high school dance.
Yeah.
She was dancing with his friend, and then she was like, oh, but I want that.
Well, but
young
they
man.
were straight up men. Did you catch that?
What?
So it's a high school dance. Janelle went to the same high school Wynn went to, but he had already graduated. He became a full-on man. He's a rancher now, dude. But Janelle is still, I don't know how to say her name. I'm just going to say Janelle.
Yeah.
Janelle is still in high school. And I'm like, are you a freshman though? Are you a sophomore? Like, what grade are you in high school?
Well,
they go to some kind of a dance, and then in walk these two grown-ass men. One's a rancher and one's a farmer.
All right.
And so the farmer, exactly.
Yeah.
So the farmer is like, can I dance with you, Janelle? And she does. And then Wynn, who's the friend of the farmer, so Wynn's a rancher, a whole man though. He's a whole man. Goes by Janelle's home, knocks on the door and says, hey, I'm here on behalf of my friend. You know, would you be amenable to being a farmer's wife? Would you be okay living that kind of life? Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And he's interested in you. And that's when Janelle, very cheeky, very forward, says, well, actually, I'm kind of into you, dog. I'm kind of digging your vibe, though. The aura is just so beautiful. And so then that's how she gets with Wynn. And we see these pictures of Wynn as a young man, a young rancher. I'm like, he's kind of handsome.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely got the cowboy vibe. I can see how the basement would flood for a man like that.
Big old belt buckle.
Right, with those cowboy boots and a big old hat.
That's what your husband wears. He wears big old cowboy boots and Wrangler jeans.
You know I like that.
Yeah,
now.
you do like
yes,
that.
I do.
Man, it was a different time back then, right?
But you know, Wynn had a hard face.
Oh, yeah.
My husband, he's smiling all his life.
Yeah.
He's got a good sense of humor, dry sense of humor. But like with Wynn, he seems like a stern person. He seems like a hard-edged person, like a taskmaster daddy.
100%. And then we go over to Cheryl's house and go visit Cheryl. And Cheryl's not having a good time.
She's not doing well.
She is not having a good time. But this is where we have Janelle, Cody's wife, tell the story of how Cheryl met Wynn And I feel like we've heard this a million times.
Well, let's go over it again for the new listeners.
Well, Janelle had been friends with Cody and Mary because Janelle was married to Mary's brother, right?
And she was traditional LDS,
Yes.
whereas Cody and Mary were AUB.
Yeah, and then Cody suggested going to Wyoming.
And hanging out at Wynn's Ranch, which is
Yeah.
odd, don't you think?
A little bit.
He's just like, well, I mean, if you're really into the cowboy lifestyle, why don't you go visit my dad, who's a polygamist and stuff, and go spend some time with them?
Yeah, and then...
Janelle does.
Yeah, and Cheryl came too because Cheryl was...
Well, it was after a while, though.
Because she was concerned about Janelle falling into the cult.
Right, because
which she inevitably
there's
does.
brainwashing, there's abductions,
Yeah.
there's like a lot of mythology around the AUB, and so she travels to Wynn's Ranch to make sure her daughter's okay.
And then she falls in love with Wynn.
And they get married, honey, before
that
Janelle and Cody do.
Big belt buckle.
That's right. He's got a swagger to him.
I
I'm
guess
telling you.
so. They fell madly in love, and then 4 months later, Cody and Janelle get married.
Right.
Because I guess Janelle's since divorced or something.
I did think it was interesting, if I can just pause a bit, because we get to Cheryl's house, which is another shack, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And she does seem very depressed.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's just a blanket of grief over her. And Cody says, he asks her, like, how are you doing? How are you holding up? And she's like, basically, I cannot talk about it, which is so like Janelle.
Yeah.
If we recall when she loses Garrison and she goes back to the Carolinas and like her sister's trying to talk to her, like she just can't get the words out.
Yeah.
So she's very similar to her mother in this way, which I thought was interesting. And then later in this episode, and I'll just kind of get to it now, we have the conversation about why it is easier, I guess, for Janelle, Cody's mother, to sort of process Wynn's passing because she had 50 whole years with Wynn. Whereas with Cheryl, she met him when she was 48 years old and she only had 20 years. And I think like she's the Robin to Wynn's Cody in that relationship. Like when they crossed paths and locked eyes, it was soulmate karma stuff.
Yep.
And he fell in love with Cheryl and Cheryl fell in love with him. And so she's mourning Wynn, I think, in a different way than Janelle.
Definitely. And I think I think this is where we have Cody even echo that, and he's like, I can understand where Cheryl's coming from because my dad met her and fell in love and this was the love of his life or whatever and didn't have enough time. So I can relate to Cheryl that way. And I'm like,
well, why can you relate to Cheryl that way, do you think?
Because you met Robin later in life and
That's
you don't
right.
got enough time, and you're foreshadowing it a little bit, and you can see yourself in her shoes, and like hopefully you and Robin live a happy long life, I guess,
or a long life.
I don't want to wish bad upon you, even though
May
I
you
kind
live
of
forever.
do, but may you live forever and go bankrupt. But like, you know, it was interesting to hear Cody say something like that. Like, I can understand how Cheryl feels. I'm like,
Yeah.
got it.
Yes. So he is at present considering Robin to be his soulmate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we have Cody and the kids, I think, writing poems and letters about Wynn or to Wynn. And they're going to go to the cemetery. And this is where they like are going to leave some of the letters and stuff in his cowboy boots, right? At the cemetery, which is kind of sweet. And then I thought this was kind of interesting because of how Cody recounted like a specific experience with his dad. Cody says that he never really felt loved by his dad,
Right.
because his dad was a very harsh, I guess, kind of cold rancher,
Kind of, yeah.
who probably didn't say I love you very much and like wasn't very tender. And I think Cody talks about like when he was a kid working on the ranch and living on the ranch, like his dad made him work and made all of the guys work, and was not kind about it, like not very willing to give him breaks or anything like that. And Cody was really into athletics and stuff in his school years and everything. And what was it, on his 18th birthday?
Well, before that, like Cody talks about like having to work the ranch. Like
that's
he's
right,
not
that's
interested at all in working the ranch. He kind of wants to do his wrestling. He wants to be a part of the things that he's interested in. And Wynn is just all business. Like it's a ranch and there's a lot of crap that needs to be done. And I've got boys and you're going to do the work with me. And Cody says that he had complained like for years about being cold. Like they're in Wyoming and he doesn't have enough layers and he's out here working with the horses and the cows and all these things and he's just cold all the time. So while simultaneously pursuing athletics, he's also working the ranch and he's uncomfortable. And so yes, then we get to, I think it was his 18th birthday.
Something like that, right? and he wanted a Letterman jacket because he was so big into athletics. And so he gets a gift from his dad and he thinks that it's a Letterman jacket, but it ends up being coveralls.
Right.
Which apparently really upset Cody. And like when you're 18, you don't realize the significance of that, right? Because you're just like, my fucking dad got me coveralls.
So I can keep working on the ranch. But like, wasn't it weird though to you that he would put it in the box
a little
of
bit.
the place that sold the Letterman jackets?
A little bit.
Almost as if he was goading Cody or like teasing Cody a little bit. Or maybe the same place sold the coveralls. I don't know, but it just seemed like almost a cruel trick on behalf of Wynn.
Maybe, yeah. And then when Cody is like writing this letter to his dad and like reading it at the cemetery, he's like, I realized now, after all these years, that like you gave me these coveralls because you were worried about me being cold. And you were remembering when I was a kid.
Right.
And I was complaining about being cold. And like to me, I can see the sentiment of that. Like I can see like him realizing like, oh, maybe my dad like wasn't always a piece of shit. Maybe he did actually care about me. But like maybe you're right. Maybe it was like this weird little trick that he was playing on him. Mm-hmm. Or maybe that's what we're getting Cody's version of it, right? Like maybe
I think Cody is trying to look back and put on some rose-colored glasses.
Maybe.
A little bit. I think that his father in that moment, giving him coveralls, at the very least, was insensitive to what his son actually really valued and wanted.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of us do this when we lose people, especially if we're losing people who we had problematic relationships with. Like, we want to be able to look back at those relationships and not feel pain. We want to sort of contextualize them in a way so that they're not as hurtful.
Yeah.
So it just felt to me like Cody was trying to make it work with his dad. Like, I get it. You just didn't want me to be cold. You really did love me. But I'm just sitting here as an innocent bystander wondering, I mean, I'm sure Wynn loved him. I'm sure Wynn loved all of his children, but that doesn't necessarily make him a good dad, especially to his boys. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know about the sisters. I don't even know who his sisters are. Does he have sisters?
I think
there's
so.
10
He's got
kids.
to. He's got to.
It's not all boys.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of the sisters. I wonder what their story would be like of their father.
Yeah, I wish we could get more insight into that because I wonder if it would explain some of Cody's like terrible behavior. And I'm not saying that like Wynn was like this awful person. I don't fucking know anything about him. I just know that he's like a hard rancher and everything. But I guess like I could just kind of relate to the idea of like trying to find like some goodness in your parent or like in these people that have passed on because you are looking at the situation a little bit differently. And like maybe Cody is trying to in this regard, but it was just interesting to me like seeing this from Cody because we know him now to be somebody who's incapable of like reflection or any kind of acknowledgement of any goodness that like his OG wives produced for the family. Like he can't see any of that kind of stuff now, but like we're looking back now and he's like trying to find the goodness in his dad.
Yeah, but even in him trying to find the goodness in his dad in this moment, it's about him.
It is.
It's the light that comes back to him. Oh, he really did love me though.
Right.
He really did see me and see what I needed. And he gave it to me because he loved me.
That's a good point. It's still like that narcissistic
Yes,
spin.
it's still narcissistic.
Yes, 100%. And then we shift gears for some fucking reason. And we have the Mary and the family.
So dumb.
Going back to her former employers, Tom and Jerry. No, it's Tom and Terry.
Tom and Terry at like a plaque shop. Yeah. So Cody worked at a sign shop. And Mary worked at a plaque shop. I thought it was going to be like working with disaffected youth.
No, yeah.
Because I had heard about her doing that. But I guess that was in Utah.
I guess.
Or something. So, but when they were in Wyoming, he worked at the sign shop and she worked at the plaque shop. And she was very secretive about being a polygamist because they would have been judged in the community.
Oh,
and so she never did tell her employers, Terry and Tom, that she was a polygamist. And so now they're going back to tell them 20 years later.
I don't understand.
Why?
I don't understand. And they go and like Mary's all anxious and uncomfortable.
As usual.
But I'm like, this is so dumb to be anxious about when you're on a national television show on TLC. Like, okay.
But she's always anxious and uncomfortable when she has to communicate or express herself. Even in this little way, she can't get into it.
Because she can't be a grown-up and like just speak with her big girl words. But Tom and Terry already found out.
Of course.
Because they watched the show or something.
Well, they knew when she was working there.
Yeah, it's like...
Because somebody called them and said, oh, by the way, like Cody's got multiple wives. And they're like, are you kidding me? You must have just heard that from Cody. And he was just showboating. He was just making stuff up because that's how Cody is. Did you catch that part where they're like, that's just what Cody does. He talks a big game. And so we just didn't know for sure. But then we saw you one day with Christine.
Yeah.
And she was pregnant. And we wondered a little bit if maybe it was true.
And spoiler, they don't care. They never cared back then. They don't give a shit now. They're like, yeah, we've been knowing. It's fine.
We live in Wyoming. We see this all the time. We know this exists in our zeitgeist. We get it.
This is so dumb. And Mary's like, oh my God, ha, ha, ha. Like, I'm so glad. I was so nervous. This is so dumb. But
then Cody actually makes her tell them formally.
Yes.
So why didn't you tell them what you came here to tell them after they already told you we have been knowing this for 20 years? So Mary then says, oh, well, by the way, I'm a polygamist.
This is so dumb.
So dumb.
This is
so cringe.
Dumb.
So bad.
And then we hear from Christine talking about how hard it was to like hide the fact that she was a plural wife. And like, I get it. But this is also like a window into Christine kind of breaking, I think, fundamentally from this whole thing. Like realizing it kind of sucks to have to hide my relationship, hide my marriage, like not be able to have my husband around all the time because he's with other wives or whatever. Like you're starting to see Christine realize like, this kind of sucks.
And it's been sucking for quite some time since I've lived in Wyoming. Because she's like, I can't just walk down the street in Cody or Lovell, Wyoming with my husband pregnant because people will ask questions.
Right.
Why is Cody with this woman when he's married to Mary? And so Janelle and Christine weren't able to be seen, just them two, ever.
Sad.
And that is actually sad.
Like super sad. And also like watching this, it made me realize and have a little bit more compassion for how cringe Christine has been now, because now she's just excited to be a monogamous wife. She's still cringe.
And just have someone who only has eyes for her.
Yes.
That's got to be wonderful after having to compete,
of course,
for your husband's gaze with 2 other women and then only 1 other woman.
Right. Exactly.
The new woman.
Exactly. So even though she's still cringe now, I understand.
Yes.
And then we have the family going over to the river to memorialize Curtis.
Yes. So we have the big scene with Wynn at the cemetery, which seems to be the same cemetery as Garrison.
It did look exactly
the
same
cemetery, which is sweet and wonderful that Garrison is laid to rest there. But then, yes, we do have a little bit of a family memorial for Curtis at this place by the river where Cody and Curtis used to spend quite a lot of time. It's also the spot where the family first met Erica and got to know Erica. And it just made me wonder in this moment again why Erica is not there. It just felt intuitively, let me put on my fake psychic hat. It felt intuitive to me, like she was saying, I don't want to be there because you're just doing this for the cameras. We've already had a funeral. I'm literally a widow. I've just lost my young husband. I've got 2 little kids, and you're bringing all these cameras up to the place where I live so that you can film a show? Do you even give a crap about me?
Right.
And the answer is no.
No.
I don't think Cody actually gives a crap about you. I think he's just making television. And so she doesn't show up. Her kids aren't there. It's just Janelle, Cody's mom, Cody and his kids and his wives. And I was like, that's a pretty glaring omission.
It makes me wonder, like, how they were even allowed to do this in the first place. Because if you're right about Erica, like, not wanting to be a part of this because she doesn't want her husband's tragic death being used to... Exploited, yes, to be for profit and everything. Like, I wonder if she tried to say like no, like I wonder if she tried to call the network or anything, or maybe she just didn't have the bandwidth to even deal with all of that. She was just like, fuck you, Cody, like I guess do whatever you want, like I'm gonna be private with my kids while we're literally mourning.
It just kind of had echoes of what happened with Garrison's memorial service, and there was that rumor that the family didn't want the cameras to be there, but Cody brings the cameras anyway.
Yep.
And so then the cameras have to stay like 200 feet away or whatever. And so we get these shots at the memorial from a long distance away.
Good point.
And I'm just like, is Cody the driver behind like needing to have these sentimental moments, like a commitment ceremony, for example, and the upcoming time capsule ceremony that they're going to have? Like, is he the driver behind creating these fake moments just to mine this sentiment from the audience. And maybe Erica knows this, and
Oh, yeah.
maybe that's why Erica's not there right now.
Maybe. And I mean, if Cody is a communal type of narcissist where he wants everybody to think like he's such a good person, he's such a caring brother and such a caring son, like he would totally do all of these things.
So I'm sorry, but like, what's the difference between a regular narcissist and a communal narcissist? I mean, aren't all narcissists wanting the community to see them a certain way?
Not necessarily. Like the communal narcissists are ones specifically where they like try to do a lot of charity work, or they try to do a lot of things that make them appear to be good people, or like, no, I'm so giving because I'm such a good person. It's like that kind of, it's still narcissism. It's still fueled by like this stupid ego and everything, but it's like mainly focused on the appearances of like, no, I'm a good person.
Good
No, I
deeds
have a
and
happy
such.
family. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Cody being so focused on the big family and having all of his wives get along and everything. Like, no, like I'm a good plural husband. I've been good this whole entire time. Y'all are just all wrong. Like it's that kind of narcissism. Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, moving on from Curtis's section.
Memorial.
Yeah, we go on then to Cody going to meet with his mom.
Yes.
Just them. So there's no other family around yet. And I actually thought this was a really sweet scene because of the way that Cody took care of his mom, like emotionally. Like, no, he was asking questions like, how are you, mom?
Yeah.
And how have you been doing? And we learned that Janelle is actually struggling. She's been lonely. She's been going through Curtis's old poems. And
Yeah.
like this is where she tells us that she's actually really struggling with the passing of Curtis much more than with Wynn.
Yeah.
And Cody's just trying to take care of his mom. And at some point he's like, well, would you ever consider leaving this shack
Right.
and like coming down to maybe spend longer amounts of time in Las Vegas around all of your grandkids? And she's like, honestly, no.
Yeah.
I'm okay here. I've got 70 some odd grandkids. So not just your children. Like I've got a
Right.
lot of grandkids and I'm busy, but I'm just sad.
Yeah. And she says she's lonely too. Like she's
Yeah.
busy, but she's lonely. And that's like, this part was hard for me just because Cody's like trying to get his mom to like move closer to be with family and everything. And she's resistant to it because, when you're that old, like you don't really want that
Yeah.
kind of a change. Like, let me just be in my shack and
Sure.
on the ranch,
I'm used to what I'm used to.
Exactly. They don't want to move. Like that was how my poppy was. Like after my nanny died, we're like, do you want to come live with my mom or my uncle? And he's just like, nope, I'm going to stay here in my small town. And it's like, okay, you can't really force them to do that.
No.
They just want to be where they're comfortable.
And that's fair.
Yep. And then we have like a story. I can't remember who said this, if it was Cody or what, but like when Wynn died, he apparently looked surprised.
Yeah.
Like, and Cody, I think, says like he maybe saw Curtis or something. Like he was surprised.
As if like he was surprised by somebody in the room, and Cody thinks it was Curtis. And then Cody talks also about the two funerals. Like first Curtis passes, and then the family gets back to the ranch, and like all of the horses are, Cody says, acting crazy, but like they're running around, they're super activated.
Yeah.
And Curtis was really a horse person. He was a cowboy person. And then when Wynn passed and they had his funeral, they come back to the ranch and the horses are behaving in much the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That they were like all really into the horses and everything, and the horses maybe knew. It's really sad, actually. And then we have the family meeting up and they talk about like Cheryl and Janelle, Cody's mom, going to church.
Yeah. So after Wynn passes, Cheryl and Janelle, Cody's mom, make a pact that they're just going to make sure that they manage and maintain their relationship. And so they first go to church together. The next week they go to a matinee together. They watch a movie. But like it is a priority for them to make sure that they nurture the relationship, which is an interesting sort of unspoken comment on what's going on with Cody's wives, because of course we have them in Sedona with the counselor, like talking about what is going to happen if I pass away. Are you guys even going to be friends? Are you guys going to still be considered a family together?
Right.
And so they're sort of reflecting in this moment, watching Janelle and Cheryl try to make this work and live together on the ranch after Wynn's gone. And I think the subtext there is like, are we going to do that? Would we even be able to go to church together? Would we be able to go to a movie together? Because as it stands in this moment, I don't think so. I think if Cody dies first year in the cul-de-sac, the women are scattering like the wind.
Oh, 100%. Because why would you be friends with someone like Robin?
Or Mary.
Or Mary.
Yeah, like why?
Well, that's why, like, even now you see it's just Christine and Janelle trying to, like, stay close, and all of their kids are pretty close, and Mary's doing her own thing and going to Disneyland, I guess, and Robin's at home with her American Girl dolls.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And her man.
Yeah. Ew. I mean, not much of a prize there, but like whatever. And then this is where Cody again has to like make the connection of like losing his brother and his dad and with truly being sick. And like, this is why we need to have the commitment ceremony. This is why we need to commit to each other because we're a family. We love each other, blah, blah, blah. Again, like speaking to your point of Cody just using all of this to manufacture content and try to connect it to this stupid ass.
So he's becoming a producer.
Yes.
And as we know, the producer that left last year, Sister Wives, they were friends. Like that producer lived next door or like in the same subdivision as Cody. They were friends. And so Cody is obviously talking to the producer in 2014 or whatever and trying to come up with storylines and content that they can produce. So you can already see him wearing this hat and I don't like it.
Me either.
I don't think it's good. But there's luckily so many other things going on in this family that it keeps me interested.
Yeah,
very
definitely.
much so.
And then we have the preview for next episode, which hopefully will be lighter and funnier, and we can make fun of people. We have a dressmaker coming by.
I told you about that. And I'm wondering if this is where I initially picked up with Sister Wives, like started to watch it.
Really? This part?
I think in this season, because I remember watching that episode with the dressmaker.
It's so bad.
But then I think I walked away from it again and I came back around the time of the catfish. But yeah, I remember this.
This is cringe. I remember this episode too because the dressmaker comes by and she's designing these beautiful dresses.
Beautiful. You sure about that?
All four of the ladies, and it's a complete fucking shit show. I can't
terrible.
wait.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be so good.
They don't wear the dresses though, I think, at the end of the day.
I don't think so. I think like maybe one or two of them have a dress that's like completed, and then like one or I think Mary probably buys one.
And Robin, I'm sure,
probably
would not be seen in a bad dress.
Of course not. And then we have the kids saying that the commitment ceremony means more to the adults than it means to them. Like they don't give a shit.
Well, because the adults understand that this is their job, and if they don't produce content, they're going to lose it and their income.
Yes. And then we have Janelle asking the question to Cody about if they put this mission statement on canvas and it's permanent. Like, what is going to happen if Cody decides to get another wife?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, my God. It's the
Robin's
question.
jaw gets really hard as she's sitting in her armchair across the room, just staring at him. Oh, another wife? What?
Really? You going to get another wife?
Okay.
And, of course, Cody's going to be like, no, I have no plans.
Right.
Because he never is going to. Because Robin's it.
And he's in love. He's sprung, honey.
He is sprung
he
for
is
that.
Sprung.
Diesel jeans model.
That's right. Break, dancing,
pussy.
Well, this was an interesting episode.
Sad.
Yeah, it was a sad episode. Curtis was so young. He was 34.
Know. Tragic.
34 on a motorcycle.
Awful.
You know, my husband owned a motorcycle when I met him.
My oh la la.
And you know, I dated impotent man, right?
Yeah. Was he on a motorcycle too?
That's how he got his brain injury. That's how he got his TBI.
Oh my God.
He was not wearing a helmet because he was a dumbass.
Of course.
Not wearing a helmet. He gets into an accident and gets a TBI, changes his brain chemistry forever, leading to our ultimate breakup.
God.
And so then when I got with my now husband and he had like a couple of bikes, I'm just like, you know what? Fair. I get it. I love that for you, but I don't think I can date you. I've just got too much trauma. And do you know he sold those bikes within 30 days. He sold those bikes within 30 days. And I remember the first guy coming to get his Kawasaki or whatever it was. He's like, so why are you selling your bike? And he's like, yeah, my girlfriend doesn't want me to ride. And the man's like, I would never do that for a woman. Never.
Okay.
And
Bye.
my husband's like, sorry. He gave it up for me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I was worried that something like that with Curtis would happen.
That's actually really sweet.
It is sweet because he loved his motorcycle.
Oh
I know.
I bet he was so cool on those motorcycles too.
Oh my God. You know, he's like 6'3".
Yes.
And he'd be wearing like his Power Rangers outfit, like when he's
Power
riding
Rangers.
his little Kawasaki.
Stop
I was like, oh, you are so
it.
handsome. Some about you gets me going,
Oh
honey.
my
And
God.
6 months later, I was married. Still married to this day.
Yeah.
Well, Beatrice, is there anything else that we should say to these beautiful raccoons before we get up on out of here? Hoodie.
Well, if you love our podcast, please go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review. Really helps us grow the pod so more people can join us in the dumpster, and we really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It really does help, and we so appreciate
Yes,
it.
thank you.
We will be back later this week to talk Welcome to Plathville. Things are heating up. It's getting good.
We're going to trigger
so
some
if
of
you're
y'all.
not watching, that's okay, but come and join us for the recap because we have a lot of fun. We'll be doing that on Friday. Until then, please do not forget that we have nothing but love for you, and peace out.
Bye.
Bye.